You guys, today is the day that I get to share with you my garage reorganization project, and I could not be more excited. Throughout this process, I developed 9 hacks that I'm gonna share with you guys to make the process a little bit easier in organizing your garage or storage space. So hopefully it's helpful to you guys. This is a really big project. Set aside a good chunk of time to pull everything out and go through it and put it all back. But I figured out that once you really take the time to do it, it feels so much better. And for a long time, I put this project off because I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to organize this space. But once I started pulling things out, it all just came together. So hopefully these hacks will help you figure that out so that you can dig into your space too. We can now park 2 cars in there, and I'm a woodworker and I still have all my shop tools and accessories and things, benches that I need. That's all in there along with the 2 cars that can pull in. So that was huge for us. Before we get started, before I share those hacks, I want to say a great big thank you to Extra Space Storage. They sponsored this video and I'm so thankful to them for it. Head over to their Instagram page, you guys. They share all kinds of tips and tricks for organization, which I'm terrible at. But it was really super helpful to look at their page and go through some of their tips and tricks shared by other makers. So check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you're interested in this stuff. And let me show you what I did in my space. So come around, let's do the 9 hacks. Let's get rolling. Okay, so let me show you what I'm working with. I have a ton of plywood that needs a home. I have clamps that need a place. I have extra scraps everywhere. Extra scraps. So apparently I need to address my scrap issue. Hoarding, really, is what it is. And then I have kids' toys. Toys here, bike here, scooter back there, helmets, chalk, buckets, all sorts of things. And then this area is a little crazy. I have a bunch of storage bins that aren't really working for us right now and aren't holding what they need to, and they don't match, so they're just plain ugly. And then I have this space over here that holds all of our tools for the yard, and this is all yard stuff here. So it's organized in the sense that it's all in one spot right here, which is great, but this could use some loving as well. And then one of the issues that drives me crazy is this lawnmower, and I know it's a necessity, but it's always in the way and it kind of drives me crazy.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is start unloading your space and putting it all into a pile so that you can begin the organization process. Clear everything out and you'll go through it one by one. One of the fun things about organizing toys is you get to play with them a little bit as you're organizing. So here I have a lot of dust since mine is also a shop. My garage is also a shop. So I am vacuuming out all the dust as I bring everything out and put it in a pile to be organized into zones. Okay, hack number 1 is going to be about utilizing wall space. I have a lot of shelving here already, but I think it could be utilized a lot better. So I'm going to start by clearing all of this out and reanalyzing the situation. I hoarded all 3 of my kids out here to help with this process, and it made things go a lot faster. Once you've cleared one area out, you can start to organize what's there and decide where you want things to go as you put them back. It helps the organization process so much, and I am easily overwhelmed. So this is the best way to start. So I built these shelves a few years ago, and I realized that we really weren't utilizing these shelves the best way we could. So I decided to take apart this bottom shelf here and rearrange things. Everything that we had was not being stored in totes. It was kind of just thrown up on the shelves. There was really no organization. It was just up off the floor, which was good. But I decided I wanted to have matching totes, and I wanted to be able to label those totes in order to know what was being stored where. So I'm removing this bottom shelf, and I decided I wanted to hide the garbage can area just because it was unsightly. So where the bottom shelf was, I added a panel. This would hide the ugliness of my garbage cans and give me another section where I could start storing all of our yard equipment. And as you saw earlier in the video, I'm a bit of a lumber hoarder and I needed another area where I could store my hardwoods. So I decided underneath this shelf here, I would add a couple more shelves where I could store my alder and walnut and whatever hardwood I had on hand, and also have a little bit room left over for my compressor. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in hack number 2 right here, which is to create zones within your space. That will help you to organize the clutter, and that will help you with whatever it is that you're trying to do as far as productivity goes, because each thing will be in a specific space. So here I'm creating a zone for some of my woodworking. Earlier I was creating a zone for our yard storage, and you'll kind of see that throughout the process. So make sure and create zones in whatever space you're organizing.
Okay, I got the panel up and everything done. I'm gonna finish painting all the runners along here, and then first I'm just gonna use this Krylon regular matte black, and then I'm gonna go over it with the chalk paint spray so that I can write what I have in what tote in which area. So first I'm gonna start with this.
You guessed it, hack number 3 is chalkboard paint. You guys, this stuff comes in a can, you can spray it anywhere, and then you can start labeling whatever space you want to. It's so easy, and it helps so much throughout this organization process. I used it in multiple places in the garage, and I bought a chalkboard pen so that everything looks fairly nice. Now, if I had better handwriting, that would make it even better.
Okay, so one of the reasons I really like this chalkboard paint is because I can label stuff and it's easily removable. You can use any kind of chalk, or you can use the chalk pens that sometimes come with chalk labels. And I'm gonna go ahead and label all of my bins now.
And just like that, this section's all complete. I have totes for odds and ends, and a yard section, and a woodworking section. Hack number 4 is for woodworkers, and it's all about getting your lumber up on the wall. You can build some really easy lumber storage racks out of 2x4s. I used scraps that I had on hand and extended them across the studs in the wall. This is a super fast project. If you have scraps on hand, it doesn't cost you hardly anything, maybe screws and glue, and it gets everything off the floor and stored where you can grab it if you need to. I am moving the lumber from the right side there above my miter station over to the left just to organize it a little bit more and make it more easily accessible.
Okay, it's raining cats and dogs outside, but I'm still working. It's actually kind of nice to have it kind of cool for a second. I found this really great bike hanger from the ceiling. It'll hang the bike up. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let me turn you around. So there it is. And we really only have one bike that's super huge, and that's my son's bike. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up to that and raise it up almost as, we have a really tall garage, which is helpful because I can use that as storage. My storage goes up. So I'm gonna hang that now.
Okay, hack number 6 involves another scrap project, and it's a way that I was able to get my long-handed lawn tools like shovels off the ground and stored really quickly and out of the way. I took this plywood and cut it at a 15-degree angle and cut multiple pieces, and then screwed or pocket holed it to a backer board. You'll see how that's done in just a second. So here I'm going to use the 3/4 inch settings on my Kreg jig and screw in some pocket holes to the straight angles of these pieces here. Once that was done, I mounted a 1x6 up into the studs of my wall, and then I screwed these with glue into the 1x6. It's really strong, holds a lot of tools, and made a really fast job of that. Moving right along into hack number 7, which is to get yourself some wall control. Wall control is a metal pegboard system. I had the old pegboard system that you can just buy at Lowe's. This stuff is crazy strong and can hold a ton of tools or craft supplies or kitchen supplies or whatever it is that you need it for. I've been really impressed with this product, and I'm really excited to have it as an addition in my garage/shop. The instructions were pretty easy to follow. As long as you can find your studs and have minimal tools, you can get this installed pretty quickly. Hack number 8 involves this miter station and a bunch of scraps. I have been wanting to rebuild this miter station for a very long time. I need to be able to park 2 cars in this shop/garage, and I need more space for all of my tools. So I decided to build a new bench that had a miter station on top and then had roll-away nesting benches for my table saw underneath. I'm going to be posting a complete tutorial video on how to build this entire station, so stay tuned for that, probably next week or the following week, and all of the instructions will be included. But otherwise, this hack is all about utilizing your scraps to create more storage for tools or whatever it is that you need to organize. Scraps can be a great help. If you've held on to them like I have and hoarded your lumber, then you should have plenty to build something like this. You also want to make sure that you're utilizing casters and making sure everything is mobile within your garage/shop so that you can move things around if you need to and be able to park in your garage or do whatever it is that you want to do. So I added casters to all my big tools and to also all my workbenches to make things just more mobile in the shop. So here's the miter station, almost complete. And on the right side and the left side are the places where the nesting benches will go. So the right side's a little bit bigger, so it can be my table saw space, and the left side will just be storage. Here's a final look at my scrap table saw bench that nests underneath my miter saw. I love it, and it's opened up the space so much. And my last hack number 9, is to utilize paint throughout this space. Paint is something that I think gets overlooked. It is very budget friendly and can really transform a space. I wanted to paint this shelving above where I work black, just to kind of make it so it's not so much of an eyesore, and I think it really did a lot. I also painted all 3 walls in my garage. And it really brightens up the space and makes it feel a little more homey and a little less industrial. So utilize that paint. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching these hacks, you guys, and sticking around. Hopefully these will be helpful to you in your garage space as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks to Extra Space Storage too for sponsoring this project. It was really fun and absolutely needed for sure. I hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for stopping by.